Let's go.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you already know and see who it is right now. Brah Migos Podcast. Two of the bros today. Just me and Rizab rocking for y'all today.
Me.
You already know. Share, subscribe. Tell your
All
people
that.
about us. All that. We got an action pack. Action pack. Good old live podcast for y'all today. We got a few things. We even gonna flash one of them up here. Bam. We gotta talk about people's hairlines right there. But we gonna get to that in a second.
Mm, 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 mm. Right.
That's just one of those things that we gotta get to. But Rob,
What up, though?
we gotta jump off into things like right now.
Right
So
knee.
what we're gonna do is we're going to call this and say that Jake Paul has a slight moral victory in a way in all of this, even though he got his jaw broke and everything like that. And I want you to elaborate for the people at home because I want you to give them the view that you took of this, even though he got his ass whipped.
Okay, so basically, all right. The way that basically everything is kind of gone down with everybody talking about how Jake Paul got his jaw broke, rightfully so, is that basically, it happened in a way that it was just like everybody could enjoy. Everybody could basically be like, all right, we can all laugh at Jake Paul. We could say, this is what we came to see. This is the knockout that we wanted, blasey, blasey, all that. And so with that, uh, I think the thing is that it gets lost, and not necessarily gets lost on people,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the fact of the matter of um sorry, I'm posting the link to everybody. I didn't think he was gonna go to Jake Paul this early,
Mm-hmm.
but like I think that. But the thing about it is, he basically went into that fight kind of going with I'm not supposed to win this.
You're right.
He came into the fight that basically was like, all right, you know what? This is what this is. I'm basically saying that, I'm a fighter. I'm a guy that is fighting. And so like, yeah, he went into it saying, and I'm trying to pull up the quote. He went into it saying like, hey, the all of the pressure should be on you, Anthony Joshua. All the
Mm-hmm.
pressure of everything to fight should be on you, which is true. Anthony Joshua is an elite fighter. He is a former wrestler. He's a former heavyweight champion. He is a great boxer. He's beaten some of the best
Olympic gold
that
medalist.
Olympic gold medalist, everything. Like he should beat somebody like Jake Paul. And the analogy I always thought about it of is kind of like the misogynistic one, which is, you got beat by a girl. In this situation, Jake Paul would be the girl in that he is not supposed to beat them. And then if Anthony Joshua was to get beat by him, then it would look so goddamn bad on him, which is true. He would be getting beat by a guy that is not a boxer, is not anybody that he's a boxing hobbyist, but not necessarily a boxer. And so Jake Paul, if y'all actually did see the fight, like he was running around the ring for like the first couple of rounds. Joshua basically couldn't really corner him. He got to the point where he could, and then he did. And then bop 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 later,
Boom.
it was just basically that, yeah, Jake Paul was gonna get down. It was like Jake Paul could not stay on his feet in the fourth round. He like slipped and fell at least 6, 7 times. He looked like Joel Embiid out there.
Yes.
Like it was bad, but he looked human against somebody that is elite. And so that's what it's supposed to be. And what I also thought about is, because we talked about on the show, like, the homie Nate, the homie Jarvis, like they would tell me like, hey, would you fight? Which my initial answer would be no. But it's like, would you fight this person in the ring for $1 million? I'm like, no, because I'm not a fighter. I'm not a boxer. Like this person knows how to beat somebody like me who doesn't know what the fuck they doing. And so when it came to Jake Paul, that's what it looked like. It looked like somebody that, didn't know what they were doing, but also going against somebody that very much immensely did. And so when I say Jake Paul won because Jake Paul knew what he needed to do, which was sell the fight, get a lot of people in the tent, get a lot of people to see these other up and coming fighters like not up and coming because she's been around for a long time, Alicia Baumgartner,
Mm-hmm.
but like be able to expose these people to an audience that may not have seen them, people that just come to see Jake Paul lose. So I mean, he did that. Also, when he basically got that final knockdown where he's like, wow, like it felt like he was just like, yeah, I made it. And he kept doing the whole mouth thing and everything like that because he was like, yeah, mission accomplished. He
Mm-hmm.
knew that, all right, this is what I needed to do, which was get into this ring, sell this fight, and make this shit happen. Now I get fucked up also, but he's one of those trolls. That's what he does. He'll inflict pain on himself for the sake of entertainment. This, and like I said, this is not for me to like say anything good about Jake Paul. I'm not a Jake Paul fan. I don't watch anything that Jake Paul's ever done. I don't care for the motherfucker. I really don't. But when I can speak for is this motherfucker got people in the tent, got me to watch because it was on Netflix. So I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it. If I had to pull up a stream, it wasn't gonna fucking happen. But like, I basically, watched it, saw it, was like, yep, this is wild. This is should have gone, and it went the way they were supposed to. So, well, I give dude his credit because he did it. He did something I would never do, and I give him credit for that. But also, yeah, enjoy the in dessert.
Okay, now time for my black people victory lap right now.
Go
Black
ahead.
people everywhere.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We watched and we got to see what the hell we wanted to see. He got
That is absolutely
knocked
true.
out
Knocked out.
and he couldn't get his ass up.
Mm-mm.
He got
Check his life
knocked
alert.
down. You might want to check his life alert. I was so pleased to watch this last night. And it was the art and the skill of boxing because first, he got his body beat on. He wanted to run around the ring. He thought, I'm going to get on my bike and I'm going to make it 8 rounds. I just got to last 24 minutes going around in circles. Don't get hit
Yep.
too much. And we can make this a decision. And Anthony Joshua was like, tune up. Got to get to this Tyson Fury fight. Bap
Yep.
out, bap out, bap out, slow down. Bap out, slow down. Quit moving so much. Bap out. And then finally, whenever we got to the 5th round, wop, babaloo, bop, twice, put him down. And then in the 6th round, it was boom. Wasn't no bing, bing, bong, bong, no none of that. It was on the ground, sit your ass down. You stay right here, can't hold this one. Now, with that being said, am I happy? Yes. Because one thing that I said would happen, he was gonna get knocked out. He's not a professional boxer. He should not play with these guys. Has he put up a good fight for a while against other people? Yeah. But we showed last night where that line is. That line is right there.
Mm-hmm.
That whenever you step it and you become a habitual line stepper, and you
Mm-hmm.
cross the line on the other side, that they're gonna knock your ass back over to the other side where your ass came from. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
happened. Now, has he put on some good promotions and he showcased other people, like you said, other boxers? Yeah, sure. But has he been a nuisance to the boxing community?
Oh, fuck
Yes,
yes.
he has. And everybody loves to see a nuisance get knocked out. And that's what happened. And I enjoyed it. Now, what this means for Anthony Joshua, even though he went out there and he gave a good speech, say he did something people wouldn't do, you're right, Anthony. Because regular people who don't want CTE or concussions aren't going to step in the ring with a professional, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to do that. They have a thing called common sense, okay?
I've heard of it, but I don't think a lot of people in the audience have. But
And I'm here to explain. It's sense of the common folks that says, it's going red. If I touch it, red either means stop, which it does, and red means it could be hot, which it
yeah,
does.
either you
Don't
stop it or
touch
it
it.
stops you.
Yeah, either I stop it or it's gonna stop me. I don't want to be stopped right now, so I'm not gonna touch it. So common sense says not to touch that. Okay, it's just like little kids. Ow, that's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know not to touch that again. Okay, it's hot. We know to stay away from that, to steer clear. I think that he's had his that shit is hot moment. Okay, it's way more hot than what I thought it was gonna be.
Yep.
Let me not touch that fire again. Now,
Or he might, and that's what I think, that I think there's a misconception when it comes to certain shit. But it's like, I think there is a chance that he's gonna touch the stove again, and that's because it's like he can. Because the thing about it is like he is the circus, and he has been the circus. He has been perpetuating himself as I am a fighter, I am a boxer, I am a cruiserweight ranked individual. But he's been a circus. He's
He ain't
been
ranked no
he's
more.
he,
I gotta check that.
yeah. Well, I mean, he might, yeah, he probably isn't,
I know that he
but
is because it was a heavyweight fight, not a cruiserweight fight. So
yeah. But overall, like he's gonna basically be like, shit, my jaw gonna heal. He did say he's gonna take some time off, of course, because he got a broken fucking jaw. But like, uh, he's gonna probably touch that stove again because it's like as long as what the clip say, as long as there's demand, someone will supply. He's
yeah,
gonna supply, and that's just what he does. Like I don't think the realization that I fought an elite fighter is gonna be the things like maybe I shouldn't do this because there's a bunch of tomato cans that's ready to go fight him and get a big payday because they're
this
going
is
to
true.
fight Jake Paul on a card and it's gonna be in an arena that's gonna basically have a great gate that's gonna because people want to see him lose. I don't He's gonna do that until he doesn't have arms. And I think it's something to get used to, but I ain't say but like it's what it is. It's just what it should be, I can't say.
So look, I got a question for you, Rob. How many times did you touch the oven after it burnt your ass the first time?
Oh, I need it once. I look. I can only speak for me and what I would do. Because think about because I even said it. I wouldn't have done this shit in the first fucking place. All right. I wouldn't have fought that grown ass man in the first fucking place that these women are going gaga over. Because now these women have been basically clued into what Anthony Joshua is. And now they go and Google over that motherfucker. And they wouldn't have done that if that motherfucker wouldn't have fought Jake Paul. So he's been basically bringing a lot of people to the yard when it comes to this. But like I said, I wouldn't have done that. But it's the same thing. I don't skydive. I don't go on roller coasters. I ain't with none of that shit. So it's like for me, I can't base it off of me because I don't do a lot of shit. But if that man wants to do that for a payday and that's what it is, fine to him because at least it's working out for some other people.
Yeah. Hey, that's on him. I know this. I ain't touched the
Mhm.
stove again. Like you said, I do the roller coasters. I ain't skydiving or nothing like that. But in the end, and I just want to dampen you women fire for all of y'all going crazy over this nigga. Then you do what? I put this nigga dick in the dirt not too long ago.
Mm,
He made him lay down on the side like he was a cat. Okay,
mm.
I just want y'all to know this. Okay, so yeah,
He's all
then
right, but he not real.
yeah, hey, look, they ain't do ball folded him up something serious. And that
Like
nigga was like,
laundry.
oh, I mean, big time laundry. He was like, here go the sheets and the towels. You gotta put the socks over there. He made Anthony Joshua later. I said, God damn. I said, we ain't gonna see him in Rush Hour 5.
Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is. But
Right, right.
it showed us what we need to talk about. But while we're still in boxing, we got to talk about one other thing, and that's the undefeated Terrence
Mm-hmm.
Crawford,
Big Bud.
Big Bud, Omaha. That's Omaha right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Peyton Manning scream, Omaha,
Omaha.
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 He's retiring. He's calling it quits. 42-0. He's like 38, 39 years old. I salute him. He's going into greatness. Has he done something that other people haven't done like that? Yes, he has. Has he put on a show every fight that he's went out there? Yes, he has. This man has been knocked down in his career, got back up, knocked people out, and he still managed to go undefeated. I will even say this, and there's gonna be some people who not gonna like me for saying this.
Mm-hmm.
I have enjoyed this undefeated run better than anything that Floyd Mayweather put together. Because at the end, Floyd Mayweather got to be he became more of a point fighter. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't about going out here. It was I'm gonna fight the least dangerous guy for the biggest bag of money and make it up. Now he was a great businessman with that move.
Oh, absolutely.
He was a great businessman with that move. Now don't get me wrong with that. But it wasn't about the fights anymore to him. It wasn't about the level of competition. Terrence Crawford went till the end. I told Rob, It was only one other person in my book that he could ever fight. That's David Benavidez. David Benavidez is a young monster right now. I say, look, you retire, leave it up to the young cats to fight this out.
Yeah.
You solidified, you going out in the Hall of Fame, you gonna do your thing. Okay? Go be with your kids and everybody else. Love just love life after this, you know. He's a down to earth guy. I
Mm.
do enjoy Bud and watching him talk in interviews because he gives you a sense of this motherfucker got all these belts, but he'll go play fight with you in the yard, like, like,
He's a love of the game kind of cat,
yeah,
like kind of like a Michael Jordan, where it's like he got provisions in his contract where if he sees a pickup game, then he could go play it and be fine.
yeah, he's that dude, and I enjoy that about him. Look, it's the love of the game with him, and I love that he's loved every step of the way, and he's gonna, continue. He's doing this till the end, and shout out to him. Boxing, I also say this. Even though he's retiring, boxing is still in very good hands. We still have young stars. You got a lot of upcoming stars. You got guys who haven't peaked, in my opinion. Um, to me, we still got uh two of the greatest, I'll say, foreigner sons out there fighting at a high level. In Nigel Ben and Chris Eubanks still out
Mm.
there fighting. Those two cats still haven't even hit their peak. Heavyweight wise, I think Daniel Dubois will make another run at it, even though he lost to Usyk. Um, Fury is still the guy right now, even though he lost to Usyk. Usyk couldn't hold the title because he said, "I'm not gonna hold that weight." I'll come back down to like heavyweight respect to him. That guy for Ukraine, that guy he's a warrior. I feel like
Yeah.
he has been an inspiration for Ukraine, like hands down. You still got a lot of the guys like Jai Obatai, one of my favorites. Um, the welterweight divisions, lightweight. I still want to see if Gervonta Davis, when he's gonna call it quits. Can he work out this situation that he's in?
Mm.
That's gonna be interesting. It's a lot of things that I want to see still play out in boxing, and I think boxing is in great hands. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney is there. We still got some personalities. We got a lot going on. We still got a lot going on. Boxing is still there, and it's still more to emerge. Um, Boots is out there lurking. You got people coming up. Hey, I even just saw that we had a 13-year-old girl just go win nationals. She's from the state of Louisiana. I forgot her name. She just went over to Texas, won the boxing national championship and came back state for to the state of Louisiana for women. 13 years old. Boxing is in great hands, and I think it can only go up because I'm trying to get that rehab money, baby. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hot money.
Hey, if y'all ever need to commentate, go ahead and hire me and Rob. Now look, cool million a piece. Y'all got that. Y'all got that. It ain't even gonna be that bad, you know.
It's so shout out Ivana Thomas.
Yeah, that is her name. Cause I remember saying, I wonder if she's related to some of my people. You know?
Yeah.
But we have things like that are like popping. Okay, we have those type of things that are popping for us.
Yeah. No, that's good because like my thing would be, all right, where does boxing go from here? And I know like I don't want to be, boxing is dead kind of person. That shit's stupid. Every sport is dead. But like the thing about it is like when you have a guy like Bud, who, people were saying, I think when the Canelo and Bud Crawford fight was happening, is like he's not really a household name, which I would say, sure. But like, is boxing gonna be lacking for stars, and that's because that's what boxing is really made of. It's a star driven sport.
Yeah,
It's about fights. It's not people are not looking for the sweet science. You
yeah.
know.
I always say this, Rob. Fights, stars are born whenever you give them the light. And I think
Mhm.
the first thing is you got to give them the light, and then we're gonna see what happens. Because I'll tell you now, I never thought I knew Ryan Garcia was a great boxer, but I didn't know that he would become a personality.
Mhm.
I knew Raleigh Romero could box, but I didn't know that he would get up there and be that crazy on the mic every time he went up there. Like I'm gonna be honest. I'd see him fight. I'd be like, oh, you got a lot of good skill right there. But until he opened up his mouth and he was like, okay, I got some entertainment about here.
Yeah.
Same thing with Ryan. Same thing with Javante. Same thing with any of those guys. You get to see who they are once they open up their mouth. So I think as long as the stage is there and people give them the chance, it'll happen. Stars will be born.
For sure.
It's just like anything else. Stars are gonna be born. Now,
Where do you want to go to next, man?
oh, we about to talk about this hair situation, okay?
Okay.
My brother, my ace, this guy right here, who I am currently doing the podcast with, brought this to my attention. Now I've seen things, and he came to me and was genuinely stunned and said, "Did you know Rajon Rondo had hair like that?"
I had no clue. I look, so I'm scrolling through YouTube the other day, and like I see like a YouTube short like pop up on the screen. And so like, I'm like, okay, I see Rajon Rondo's face. I've seen Rajon Rondo's face for 20 years. And so I'm like, all right, that's his face. And I see some shit on top of his head. I'm thinking it's AI because I'm like, Rajon Rondo don't got hair. And sure enough, this nigga got a lot of hair. It ain't like a little bit of hair. That nigga got straight up like hair. Like that shit like wrapped around, all that kind of shit. Like he has hair. Like, and so I'm like, fuck you. First of all, and it's not really it's a jealousy fuck you. I don't know Rajon Rondo. I've never met the man in my life, but I know that nigga has had my haircut, you know, this little ball fade for the fucking longest. And so like I'm seeing like all right, this nigga, how you going from I got nothing, and it was the fact that like it was still his shit was still faded on the side, so like you could see like he didn't have hair, or he had hair, but he was styling the shit up, and he just had mainly hair on top of his head. I say all to say this: fuck y'all that could grow your hair out, because I cannot. I'm a follically declined motherfucker over here. I cannot, like my shit just looks wrong. Like I still got my lining, which the good Lord bless me. But the thing about it is, my shit does not grow right here. Like my shit grows here, it grows here, it grows here, it grows here, not here. This is a line of demarcation. This is like the negative zone in fucking DC. Like this ain't nothing coming here that's worth a damn. All right, nothing but pain and despair. Nothing right there. Like I used to have hair. I used to have braids at one time. No photos, but trust me. But like I had hair. I had a lot of hair. But this nigga got more hair now. But it made me think, because it was a story that came out this week. And what I thought about is why I don't try to grow out my hair. Because there was another gentleman that's about my size that basically he got embarrassed. He's a well-known individual, well-known rapper that basically we've all, you know, grown to love and everything like that. I'm talking about Clifford Tip Harris. So I don't know if y'all saw that man got exposed, like Nate showed.
Right there. That's what he talking about right there.
His beat down low, but his real life top is let back. Like he really don't have it there. Like it's not. You know, I could say that I'm serious reference. I got nothing, dog, because I felt so bad for him because he didn't want to let it go. He used to not have hair. He used to be like this. He used to be one of us. But then he was at home. He didn't have to come home. He was at home. Then that motherfucker tried to venture out. And now this motherfucker's in the wilderness because he left the Garden of Eden. And now he basically is in Gomorrah. His shit is in Gomorrah. Like he got a whole ass sunroof up there, dog. I didn't want that for me. Why did you do that, T.I.? Why did you do that to yourself? Also, because his ass was hat fishing. Like Drewski was in that motherfucking thing. Like his ass was basically hat fishing. And he had that shit all let out. All you had to do was keep your shit tied up or something. Spray some Beijing, cover that up, dog. Because you fucked yourself over, T.I. You should have known better. My mama told me be good at it, but you were not good. So why didn't you just basically do something about that? You know, I ain't saying you went to Turkey, but go to Turkey. Get that shit. If you're gonna be,
Oh, he
if
can
you gonna
definitely afford to go to Turkey.
he can. I've heard about some of the trips that nigga takes, dog. He can do that shit. He has the technology, he has the funds. But go do that, T.I. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you embarrass yourself like that, dog? Your family's already embarrassing enough. Why'd you do that to everything else? Like, I'm just saying, dog. Just stop that. But did you have anything before I move on, dog?
Let me tell you something. The fact that this man has been called out for hatfish, and he said that it's not real. Okay, I look. If he wants to make sure that it's not real, he said he went outside and walked around without his hat on his head. I will say this: I need him to go on live TV and turn around to the camera. Let it zoom
Yeah,
in.
just be real about it. Come
Yeah,
clean.
look. If it ain't there, it ain't there. Okay, I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll bet. I'll bet. I'll
Like,
bet. But if it's there, we need to go ahead and embrace it, dog. Just go ahead and embrace it. But you
just be
could
real
afford
about it.
turkey. You could afford
Because,
turkey.
because think about it. The thing about MJ is like of all the things that motherfucker did on the court, he made ball cool. He made it where you could have a low ass cut for the rest of your life, and everything would be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would say anything like that. Like but motherfuckers used to be like Sherman Hemsley and had to wear they shit like that. You know,
That was a shame.
it, that was the way it used to be. You had to be like if you were balding, you just stayed balding. Like you just basically just be like, all right, this is what I am. Like I cannot basically, I don't have anything. Like I'm gonna look like Maurice White from Earth, Wind, and Fire for the rest of my life. My shit just gonna be going back and back and back like Chris Berman. But the thing about it is, you could have just stayed home with that. You could have basically stayed low. But here you go, going out and venturing, and now you exposed. Come on, man. Because the one thing, because it was just wrong. It was just wrong. But I'm gonna get off you, Ti, because one thing I'm gonna go to. Speaking of her, I have created something, and I because it was something that's been on my mind. It's something that I wanted to develop for so long, and it
Mm-hmm.
was something that I feel like I need to share to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the lock
And
matrix.
we're gonna show that right now. Bam, right there. You can see in our Google documents that we have pulled up. This is our thing called the lock matrix. Rob, go ahead and explain to him what's going on right there in the S tier. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Yes. We don't need your hair in your goddamn face if you're an interior defensive lineman. Mm-hmm.
Initial thing. Like this is a lock matrix
Yes.
that you guys see. That this is what I feel like as far as a player in the NFL. What I feel like you have, or what talent that you have, if you have locks.
Mm-hmm. Now, see, people, we had to break that one down for y'all. This
Had
was
to.
something that we came up with. What Rob came up with. The lock matrix. He's gonna keep it updated for everybody. Now, as we go from locking up with the hair on the football field to we
Where we
about
going?
to go to people playing lockdown defense in the NBA whenever they can.
Well, look at that transition. Look at that
We
goddamn
about to talk
transition.
about the Knicks winning this NBA Cup.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
so it has been some people out there who don't like them celebrating that they won this NBA Cup. I'll say this. Okay, first I'll say this. It is given to me the guys during the season something else to
Correct.
shoot forward towards outside of just we're playing for the finals. Okay? Now granted, this isn't some people may see it as the C tier of prizes during the season, but you gotta look at it like this. The guys who are on the team that don't play much get money if they win. Okay? So the Landry Shalmans and all of them dudes, they got money from this, okay? You guys who not getting too much, they got money from this. The two-way guys, they got money
Mm-hmm.
from this. Okay, that's one thing. Your guys went out there and won this for you. They went out there and made sure you get some extra money. Because in
Yep.
reality, Cat and Brunson and some of them other dudes, they don't need it. They don't really
Nope.
need it. They already make a bunch of money. But they made sure that their teammates eat. And I
Correct.
appreciate that. Do I do I think that they shouldn't celebrate? No, they should celebrate. They won something. They won
Correct.
something. They outbeat everybody else. I know. It's gonna be some people saying it's not the finals. I understand. I know what you're saying. I hear you. Just shh, shh. I hear what you're saying. But let them do them right now. The, Look, this cup has let you see previews of people who, or well, of teams that whenever they really playing for it, because the thing that I like that the cup makes them do is they have to play for point differential and stuff like that.
Yep.
They don't just sit people when whenever shit get too out of hand. They go out there and say, "Hey, try to make some of these points because
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna matter in our rankings." And if something like that ever happened for the finals, I think that you see your stars play a little bit more than what they play sometime, and you may see maybe a little bit less load management. Maybe not. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I could be wrong on that one. But I think let these guys have their fun. The Knicks won it. Do the Knicks have a solid team? Yes, they do. Do I think that they're gonna be somewhere? I think they're gonna be somewhere in the second round or better in the playoffs. I think that they're gonna try to make a run because this year's open season on who
Mm-hmm.
can win this year. Because Boston isn't a superpower right now. Philadelphia ain't it right now. The East is wide open. Giannis ain't look. It's the wild East right now.
Wow, wow, East.
And it's the Wild Wild West,
Oh,
cause
Wild East.
goddamn it, it's a shootout over there too every night. Hell, you can't even sleep on the Jazz in the West right now. The Jazz might come out
Mm,
there and give you
yeah.
130, and you might lose one. You don't know what's going to happen. This is one of the best NBA years that we have because nobody knows what's going to happen. Were people expecting the Pelicans to beat the Rockets the other night in overtime? Somebody would have told you, hell no. The Rockets are going to stomp them, and the Rockets were up 72-48, and then came back and lost by three. That's what I'm saying. This is some of the best. But let them boys celebrate. Rob, what you thought of what happened with this Knicks winning the NBA Cup?
Now, as you can see behind me, like basically, I'm all down for it. Like I'm 100% with you. Celebrate shit while you can, dog. Like
Yes.
I saw that like the Knicks basically saying that they're not gonna raise the banner, which from what I heard is more of a Dolan uh having issues with the NBA kind of thing than anything. But it's like, nah, man, raise the fucking banner, dude. Like, be happy that you won something. Like the Knicks haven't won a championship since what, the 70s? Like they
Yeah.
haven't like my
Clyde Frazier. I want to say Walt Frazier. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, Walt
they
Clyde, yeah, like all them cats, like
they
back in the day, Willis Reed and all that. Like they haven't won shit in forever, dog. So why wouldn't you just celebrate it? You did all this work to basically make sure your cats got paid. Yes, but why no? Well, why wouldn't you celebrate something that you won? You won a tournament. Guess what the NBA Finals is? It's a tournament.
yes it
It's a
is.
tournament that they made up at the end of the season to say, here's who we caught, who we crowned a champion with the Larry O'Brien trophy. It's not like they had to basically do it. It's not like, they were pressured from God to basically say, you need to make something at the end of the season that shows that you have won something and this is why this means. No, man, it's just what you've known since before you were born. Or since you started watching basketball. So I mean, yeah, the NBA Cup is still new and we've only had three champions so far.
Yeah,
So it's still like a toddler when it comes to like the relevancy in sports. But it's like this is something that you should celebrate because it's not like I don't know if basically when the first three NBA champions happened, like they didn't celebrate. They were just like, well, you know what? It's whatever it is. Like, no, they basically said, this is what we gonna do. This is something that we should be happy about. Like, just be happy. Like, celebrate everything, dog. Like, life is too fucking short to be having to qualify happiness. To qualify, oh, I can't celebrate this. I only got my raise was only $8 an hour. Like, no, man, just celebrate your $8 an hour, nigga. Like, celebrate every fucking thing because you don't know how much time you got, dog. Like, you don't. So just celebrate everything. Be happy. Enjoy yourself, York.
yeah. Enjoy yourself. And plus, guess what? I don't think Jesus would have came down and told y'all about a tournament because, from the words of Pedro Serrano, who's a made-up fictional character, he said he liked Jesus very much, but he never helped him hit a curveball. So I don't know. Jesus might not be an NBA fan, but he probably he might like baseball. He might like baseball.
He would just be spectating and not helping for nothing.
He might be because he only interfered in the Angels in the outfield. Listen,
That's
he
true. Like Jesus be selective as no, I would say Jesus. I was gonna be saying Jesus
them
be selective.
Angels, but for sure them Angels be selective as hell.
Like yeah, but
They
like,
help who the
but
hell
it's
they want.
right. It's like how you gonna basically have them come out to the outfield, but you ain't gonna have me come on to the court. Like you had, granted, like what was it, 6 man, Marlon Wayne's brother,
Yeah,
like basically help out. So I mean, maybe he dished them out for that. But like, how like send your Angels for the basketball court? Like, can it be an Air Bud kind of situation? Like, why not? Why not?
hey, all I'm gonna say is look. I do think Jesus could hit a curveball. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just doing that
I mean, he was a pretty slender dude, and I mean, so he might have had some pliability.
I
So
think he would have been a pitcher, to be honest with you.
mm,
I think he would have been a pitcher.
I'll
I
say
think
second base
you think second base. I think a pitcher.
because he's small. So it's like you got to think that he ain't really got like okay. So let's talk about Jesus. All right, so like the thing is he was short, so he wasn't like a tall dude. So it was he was tall, he was short and slender body. So he's more like a Altuve, like early Jose Altuve. That's what Jesus would have been like, unless because we don't really have too many short pitchers, like I mean, what was it? Used to play. He used to play for the Royals and Greg Holland. I think Greg Holland might have been like the shortest pitcher I could think of. Actually, let me see how
But
tall
I'm
Greg
thinking
Holland.
walk on water, turn water into wine. I'm thinking that that's some tricks. Like, he gotta have great command and control. So I'm thinking he might have been a pitcher. Okay, he
So
might
you're
have been.
saying if he's bending, water into wine, he could bend the curve
He he
or
he
bend the
he
ball
he
to.
probably can throw the best 12 to 6 curve ball out there, bro. He
You know
probably
what?
got a
That's
nasty slider and a splitter too, bro.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, Greg Holland was 5'10". That's the shortest cat I remember pitching. I've ever seen pitch. But like it, but I'm just thinking like he ain't really got that bull. So like if you're saying Jesus basically would be a pitcher,
Yeah,
like I'm thinking he would have to basically rely on a lot of leverage coming off the mound. So we would have had to have strong legs, which I don't know if he would have had strong legs. He was wearing those gowns. So I don't know what his buildup would is. Like he got it because like if you're gonna be short, you
well,
gotta have that kind of like oomph back there. And I don't think Jesus had ass.
well, you gotta think walking long distances, walking on water and stuff. It has to lead to something. So
But that would make his shit lean though. Like if you basically saying like, all right, well
Randy
he can,
Johnson was tall and slender. Not
but
many
he was
pitches,
tall.
but not many pitches have a lot of meat on them though.
But
Just
that's
like
because he had
ball.
pause. But he had leverage because he was tall. So like the ball was coming down and everything like that, and he basically used that side, like kind of sidewinder action to kind of do that. I don't know how Jesus' delivery would be. Like Jesus was able to deliver, like 10,000 like to the food to 10,000 people, but can he deliver in the seventh inning? I don't know that for a fact. Like the thing is like we need because the thing is like this with this you got to basically look at what Jesus was and you got to say like okay he is a guy that basically is like average height back then which is like 5'2". So it's like he was a dude that basically is coming off the mound at 5'2" with very slender legs. I don't know what his arm strength is looking like. And so like is this a guy that I can say hey I need to basically like I got runner on second and third, one out. I need you. I'm gonna walk the basically man. I'm gonna walk the man, get the bases loaded. But I need you to get this double play. Can I count on Jesus to do that? I don't know. That is a lot for me to basically say for Jesus to do. Because the thing about it is, look, if Jesus has to come in and basically say, all right, on the third day, I'm going to basically be the starter. So I got to put him third day in the rotation. Like, what can I rely on you to basically rise for me? That's what I.
He might be able to get this done because I'm saying if he's pitching on the mound before they did the mound rules and packed it down some, he has a little bit of height advantage coming. Oh, he got a little step down. He got a little leverage coming off the mound when he's throwing this thing, bro.
So you're saying basically if they basically kept the mound what it was when Bob Gibson was around, Jesus would have had at least more because he's coming down from up high. Like he could basically have the ball kiss guy and then come down and say, okay, here's me dotting the end of the strike zone. Like if you're saying it like that, okay, maybe there's a chance, but it's still to where it's like, I don't because are the sandals cleats? Are you basically have like it's shit Pumas? Like what would
I'm gonna think that he had all right grip in those, okay? Because for you to be able to walk and withstand stuff and do all of that, you gotta have pretty good grip, bro.
I get that, but it's like, but it's talking about sand though, and when I mean, granted, the mound is like mainly like sand and dirt and shit like
Yeah,
that, so it's like he might have a
I'm
chance, but
thinking
it's
he
just like,
might have a home field advantage against a lot of people up there.
that's a fair point. That is a fair point. I don't chat. Y'all tell us like, can Jesus pitch? Yes, maybe no.
Look, let us know in the comments. I think Jesus could have been a pitcher.
I
I think he
mean,
could have been a pitcher.
I think there's a lot more questions than answers to this. Like I mean, it's just because he was black too. So it's like he had that going for him. Like he could have been like say Dwight Gooden. Like he could have been like Vida Blue.
Yeah,
Like by the old ass name. Like he could be that.
he could have
You
got out
know,
there and got busy, bro.
Satchel Paige. Like he could be that. Like, but is Jesus lefty or righty? That's also what we got to think about too. There's so many variables in this. All right. All I'm saying is I don't think I can rely on Jesus to basically get me out of a pinch.
I,
Not
I
that
think
kind
he
of
could do.
pinch.
I think he could do it, bro. like I said, water the wine, walking on look, water the wine, walking on water. I'm calling on him in the ninth inning to go out there and get this done.
I mean, water the wine is one thing, but striking out basically Shohei, Mookie Betts, and Freddie Freeman is a taller task. I would say. All right, I would just say that's a pretty taller
Look,
task, especially you
look.
got the right,
I
you got
think
left,
because
right,
of the
left.
hand manipulation, Rob, I think that he probably has some of the best breaking stuff in the league. Okay, I'm just saying he's probably a breaking pitch expert. He probably got a nasty curveball with a splitter. He probably got a nice slide
You
out
know
there.
what? You know what? That's why Daisuke Masasaka didn't have the gyro ball when he came into the league because he was like, Jesus was like, no, that's mine. You are not gonna have that property.
That easy.
So that might have been it though. That might
That
have been
easy. But
it.
he probably got it working, bro. He probably has
Yeah,
this working. It's probably some serious shit he got going
that's
on.
a fair point. That's a fair point.
Now, we don't know. Look, as us from thinking about fictionally, if Jesus could have been out there striking out people in the ninth inning, could the Bears actually take a move from Chicago to Indiana? Rob, whenever
So
I saw this and whenever our broski Whiskey put this up here, I thought two things. Y'all are gonna go from the heart of Chicago, like being known for Chicago, the Bears, the
mhm.
fridge,
Soldier Field,
yeah, Soldier Field,
the frozen tundra.
to the cornfields of Indiana. That is what went through my head whenever I saw this. So
No, not just the cornfields of Indiana. Gary, nigga, Gary, Indiana. They going to the Jacksons and Freddie Gibbs.
I think you would have been better off just like I don't know. Look, Chicago people, look, let us talk to y'all. Y'all can't let them do this because I promise you, if they go to Indiana, they're going to make some sort of Michael Jackson play at this in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they're gonna make some sort of Michael Jackson play at this. Y'all don't believe me, but I don't know if they're gonna have somebody from the Jacksons come out there and do the national anthem or first pitch of whoever's left. But it's gonna be something Jackson 5 Michael Jackson related.
It's gonna be Reedy coming out there. Is Reedy even still alive?
It's gonna be something if this happens. I don't know why they think that. Look, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, this might be answer 9, answer 10 if y'all let this happen. Okay, you cannot let the history of the Bears go to Indiana. Indiana, I'm not saying that you're a bad place. I'm just saying that you're a place with a more your musical background almost weighs more than the sports. But it probably does weigh more than the sports. Just throw that one out there.
So I would say the first thought that I had, because the homie Visky put out there, was Bears leaving fucking Chicago, dog. They see this because his ass would put it on there because his Braves left downtown Atlanta basically to go to white flight, everything like that, which is weird because they tried to be the Native American shit, so it's kind of ironic. But like the thing that's really was my first thought. My second thought was that it's all a ploy. It's all just so they can see. This is them saying that they want to run away from home. That's all it is. This is them threatening they mom and daddy Chicago to say, if you don't give me what I want, I'm gonna run away from home. I'm gonna go over to Gary house, and that's really all it is. Like it ain't really nothing to basically like sneeze at. They ain't going to fucking Gary, dog. Gary can't. I mean, Gary already said, or Indiana basically said that they want him, but they ain't trying to do that. Chicago been or the Bears been trying to basically get a new stadium for the fucking longest. They said, I guess they got the Arlington Heights deal. I guess is at an impasse because they're
Yeah.
not getting as much money that they want from taxes or the tax money that they want. And so I think that's really is they're gonna move to Arlington Heights. I think that or from what it seems from the Bears fans that I've been, at least knowing of that actually live around that way, they would like the Arlington Heights move and everything like that. So I think that's going to be the overall ending of where this team is going to be. But it's just so funny that these niggas are trying to leave downtown, and everything like that. Like everybody can't be like the Cardinals or the Vikings and stuff like that, and actually play in the city, where they at. They just got to
Yes.
basically, do a little. They got to move to the burbs. My family moved to the burbs. I get it. You got to move out there because you got more opportunities and everything like that. But you just scared. Scared money don't make money. It's okay. I can't judge you. I'm just saying what it is. I'm
The
just saying what it be.
the only thing that could make this worse is if they were to move. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think if they were to move, or it was a higher probability of them moving out of the state of Illinois, because as long as they're in Illinois, I think it'll just be fine. But I
Yeah.
think if they move outside the state of Illinois, Chicago will have more of a problem besides just the shootings that's going on. Okay, it will be a massive amount of fans not dealing with this. You know,
Yeah, so I looked up the distance between Gary, Indiana, and Soldier Field. It's less than 30 miles. I didn't realize it
God
was
damn,
that
what if
close.
it's that close? I don't know, Rob. That might not be a bad move.
Yeah, like Gary is like right there. It looks like right there on the border, or not on the border, but like close to the border of Illinois. It's basically actually, yeah, Gary is a Gary Chicago International Airport, which I didn't realize that. I don't know what that it would be. Um, because what who flying international from Gary Chicago International?
Mike,
Okay,
Mike, Mike
Mike
doing.
Mike been dead for like 20 years. Like they
You
don't
know,
have enough.
goddamn Mike, how much
And
money Mike brought through there? That airport might be here whenever me and you
all
go.
right, all right. Just like Jesus, we on another sidetrack. Gary, Indiana. What the fuck do you have an international airport for? What it Canada? You know what? That's what it is. It's Canada
It could
because it's
be.
right there. Because Canada right there. Because where else? Well, who is flying international from Gary, Indiana? Gary, I get what you're saying. Mike was living in California. He was in Neverland.
Whenever
Get
Mike
Neverland
wants to
ain't in
come back,
Indiana.
Mike come land.
I've heard now. Granted, I have heard like the Freddie Gibbs story about when Mike basically brought like a bunch of KFC and was
Yeah.
throwing it out to everybody. So that was a real story.
First of
So
all, that is some wild shit. I know that we getting off track. That is some wild
we've
shit.
been off track. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. But that's some wild shit that Michael Jackson was out there throwing out KFC. I'm gonna just throw that.
It is crazy because like when I saw, I was like, damn. And he showed the receipt and everything. Like it's crazy and like the pictures. Like that shit is crazy. But the thing is, like with Mike, from what I've heard, like it's a bunch. I mean, of course, there's other stories, but like the stories that basically, nah, fuck it. I'm thinking of Prince. Never mind. Forget what I'm saying. But oh no. There's the other stories with Mike and like the diplomats and not diplomats. Who was it? Jay-Z, whoever it was. But yeah, there's stories of Mike. Like he wasn't as clean cut. Of course he wasn't as clean cut, but he wasn't as clean cut as like the pop stars that basically people put him out to be, or the pop star people put him out to be.
And they were like,
He
they were
like
like, Mike speaks with a different voice. So there you go.
yeah. It's like when Gary Mike comes out, like it's
Like,
something
hey,
else.
what's up, boy? You'd be like, whoa,
But
Mike.
like Gary Chicago International Airport is blowing my fucking mind because I'm like, you got Midway, you got O'Hare right there. Why do you need a Gary International Airport? But yeah, Gary is not that far from Chicago. Like it is a hop and a jump. I didn't realize it was that close.
I didn't know that they were that close either. I didn't know. I thought Gary was a little ways in Indiana. You know.
Yeah, because it's like you would think like okay, it's got to be like somewhere like you got. It's just it basically everywhere in Indiana is like in the middle of Indiana. Like I can't. Where's Indianapolis? Like Indianapolis. Like I've been to Indianapolis once a long time ago, but that shit is like looking at the map. That shit is in the middle of fucking Indiana. Like it because like all this shit, I would just think like yeah, it's right there. Like South Bend is on the north end, which is why basically so many people in Chicago like that team. Fort Wayne is on the other side. All right, Jeff Teague, you got to basically talk to the Chicago Bears, if y'all like, you got to make your play. Like, I'm gonna be like Michael Irvin. This is your time. They coming to your house, wanting to live in your house. This is your time, Jeff Teague. You got to make this shit rock, okay? You got to make sure the Gary Bears happen, dog. Even though I think you like closer to like the Lafayette or whatever, like whatever Club 520, whatever 520 area code is. That's where you basically, I know that's where you repping. All right, Freddie Gibbs. No, this is your time. Freddie Gibbs, you are Gary, Indiana. Show your ass like you did before and basically make sure that the Bears are coming to Gary. All right, you need to basically, this is your house. This is your time. You need to make sure this time for you. All right, this is where you need to show out. All right, now what are you going to do to basically make this sure Gary, Indiana holds the Chicago Bears? Put out another album, just put out another album. I just like another album from you, Freddie.
Yeah, we do here on the show appreciate some Freddie Gibbs. We do. Now, kind of back to what we were talking about. A little bit more in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
Do people really think the NFL overtime rules need to be changed? Now, look, me and the homie Visky were talking about this one night, and I kind of whittled it down to a couple things. He doesn't like the tie that his Cowboys have. Okay. And like he said, it kind of screws you on the win-loss side because what if that would have been a win? And this kind of led me and Rob into another tangent about how good his team's NFL defense. But we aren't now talking about that, Visky. Don't worry if you happen to go back and watch this, we aren't going to talk about the Cowboys. We're not going to talk about how bad the current record is, okay?
You sure?
We're not going to say that. Well, we could say how bad the current record is. Matter of fact, all of our goddamn teams are doing bad right now. We all in the same.
I mean, we out of the playoffs. Like, we were done.
Oh, me and you out.
Yeah, Vikings are actually I think they still got a little bit chance, but to be honest, we are done. We're mostly done.
Yeah, we pretty much done. And he's like the closest to maybe not being done.
No, we're not. No, we got eliminated.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, me and you are eliminated. Yeah, I knew that. He hasn't been officially eliminated as a Cowboys fan, but what his thing was he has a tie on his record at 6-7-1. Okay. Granted, he let y'all upset him, and y'all are eliminated, which is quite the irony.
Nigga, we took that ass. That shit.
Which is just crazy. Where the fact that the eliminated team got the best of them right now, but they have 3 more chances to try to make something happen. But what it came down to, what me and him was talking about was, with the current overtime rules, with the current overtime rules, a tie can happen. And because a tie can happen, it can skew the standings in a way whether it might have been a win and then it might have been decided another way. I thought about it after me and you talked about it. I was like, Rob kind of got it right. We kind of got a point. His team's issue is the defense, but that's another issue. Ties happen, and I thought about it. We don't really see too many ties. Okay, we don't really see too many ties. But the other Thursday night game that just passed made people bring up something. Whenever you're in overtime, should you go for 2 was the question. If you score first, should you go for 2 instead of kicking an extra point? Because if the other team gets the touchdown and they decide to play for the win and get 2, it stops the game. Because what happened the other night, and I'm gonna be so honest with you, with what happened the other night, I'm not gonna say it freaked me out, but it made me think like this. What are the chances of what happened the other night happening? A team scoring first, kicking a field goal, and then the second team, knowing that they have to get a touchdown, getting the touchdown, playing for two, getting the two, and winning. Because there's no retaliation after that.
Mm,
There's no retaliation. Because we're only playing this one quarter. And I think at the time they might have had a few minutes left. But the fact that Seattle said, screw that hitting for one,
mm,
we're going to play for two and end the game. That as soon as they played for two and ended the game was over.
yeah.
So how do you feel particularly about that part? We're not going to talk about the tie. Now let's not focus on the tie. How do you feel
Yes.
particularly about that part?
So I think it goes with the tempo. So I think whenever it comes to going, to be honest, whenever I'm not a big analytics person when it comes to whenever people say, oh well, the numbers say this, numbers don't fucking matter when it's the game actually going. I'm a person of tempo. If you know that basically the tempo goes to, I feel like I can make this because of what personnel I can bring out here with what defensive, strategy or defensive makeup that they have. I
Mm-hmm.
think you basically go for it. I think that with the Seahawks when they went for two, is because of the tempo that they had. They were like, okay, we're not going to go to this back and forth because yes, we can tie this game up. It can go to a tie, and then basically whatever. But it also could be to where Puka is hot as fuck right now,
Yes.
and I can't let the possibility of Matt Stafford connecting with Puka again.
Yes.
I don't know what's gonna happen with that. These niggas are too hot right now. I can't give the ball back to them, and I think that was the right call for them. It's like either we lose this game, or either we win this game or we lose this game, and that's it. Let's keep it there, and let's not have this be a back and forth or possibly end up in the top because it could have basically went where okay, this game is over and we're now taking this L. But no, they made it happen. Had a nice play to make it happen. And so no, I mean that's cool. I don't like the overtime rules being what they are. It's only for the regular season. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason why the tie is there is just because it's like they can only have these cats play so much football during the regular season. They need them spread out, especially when you got them going all across the country, playing on games like right now. Like there's a football game going on right now.
Yes.
As we're talking, I think a tie is cool. And so when it comes to basically him saying that, oh well, a tie is fucking him. No, 7 losses, fuck you. Okay, that's the thing. Like, I'm looking like an asshole because I'm saying this while he's not here, but he gonna see it. He gonna text me. But like, uh, it's the 7 losses is what hurt him, not the tie. Because there's another team that has a tie on their record, and they only got 4 losses.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like the tie hurting you is the tie hurting you, and it goes by win percentages too. So it's like whether that tie is there or not, the win percentage that you have basically is going to show, and then that's going to basically be your thing because it could be another L. Like that tie could always be another L.
It's always a possibility.
But no, I think it's fine. I think the overtime rules are good the way they have it right now. I think I won't say perfected it, but as far as like not needing to change them again for like the third or fourth time in like 10 years, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's fine. I think the overtime rules are fine.
Yeah. With shout out to the Eagles, Commanders 7-3. Commanders down second and goal right now on Philly one. So this look like it might be a back and forth game tonight. That might be
Mm.
a back and forth game tonight. Now, with that being said, I want to see if Visky also put this up here about the best Thursday night football game ever.
Mm.
I don't know if it's the best Thursday night football game ever.
Yeah, because it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad for a while. Like the first half wasn't that great, or at least for me. Uh, but or no, it actually was. The whole game was. I had Matt
Yeah.
Stafford, but no. Yeah, I don't know if it was the best Thursday night game ever. I would say I was really happy for Sam Darnold basically pulling out because he was throwing up a stinker
Yeah. And
up
then
up
he
until
just
about
pulled.
the fourth.
He managed to. Okay. So
He pulled JJ McCarthy.
well, hold on. This is the analogy I'm gonna use for this. He was like a drunk person at a party that had
Mhm,
been trying to fight for his life all
mhm.
night, and then at some point, he just became one with the alcohol, and he was like, "I'm gonna make this shit happen right now. It's gotta happen,"
He's
and
like
he
the
made it
starting
happen.
line.
Yeah, because he had been fighting. You had been fighting, man. Okay, if I would have told you Matt Stafford threw for 457 yards, what would you have told me? You'd have told me that they won that game, right?
I mean, of course, because I would actually my answer would have been bet. That's hella points for me, and I need them right now in the playoffs. But yes, the number two thing I would have said is, yeah, of course the Rams would have won.
Yeah, you'd have been like, they won this. They won this. And if I'd have told you they lost, you'd have been like, you're bullshitting me. Four, 457, 3 touchdowns, you bullshitting me. They'd be like, they lost. But it showed that Sam Darnold could pull himself out of a hole, finish with 270, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Kenneth Walker had 100 yards on the nose with a touchdown. Njigba probably one of the most clutch TDs across from Puka going crazy for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was a hellified game, and I'll say this: Puka Nacua is probably going to be the first pick of a lot of people next year.
Oh my
whenever,
god,
whenever this fantasy league comes out,
dude.
because he has been ridiculous. It's been video game numbers. No, you don't see a guy get 225 like that and just be like la 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 la,
No,
and that's it. I think the last guy that we had have like a few 200-yard games like that was Josh Gordon. I want to say he had like a few back to back or something like that. I want to say Josh Gordon was like one of the last people I really remember having him like that.
just like straight 200-yard games,
Yeah,
like
but he
yeah.
he was
Oh
ridiculous.
no, 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 no.
Who else?
Cup
Oh, Cup. Yeah,
and Tyreek.
there you go, Cup and Tyree. But them games are so far in between when you see them crack that 200 and it's like, man, he's trucking tonight, dude. He's
Yeah,
catching everything. But that was like a kind of video game numbers for them. But Seahawks just happened to outlast them. It was just crazy. 16 being down 16 to come back and win. It's like one of them things where like if I told your team go down 16, you'd be like, no, they're not. They're not coming back and win. It's over. It's almost like T Mac with the 13 points in 30 seconds. Oh, they ain't coming back. and and then all of a sudden they won.
mhm,
You'd be like, what happened? He won.
right.
But they was down. He won. It's just one of those things. But to wrap up tonight, what we're gonna finish up everything with right now is this: the Rockets owner wants to buy the Connecticut Suns to revive the Comets. Could this be the revival of one of the best WNBA franchises in history? Rob, do you think that this should be done?
Should so I would say that's that's complicated, and here's why. So like the Connecticut Sun, I just looked it up. They're fourth, third. Well, depending on what you look at, they're third or fourth worst, as far as like WNBA league attendance, so like or home attendance, averaging about 8,000 fans a game. So like this is a team that basically does not have a lot of people coming to watch them. The granted, now it might be to where Connecticut be like, no, we do support this team. These are our women. Like these are people that we want. You know, we've grown up with them and everything like that. So it's kind of hard because I'm always under the notion that like, yeah, pulling a team away from one place and moving them somewhere else is pretty bullshit. Vegas athletics, but like it's also to where people that are living in that area
Mm-hmm.
now get a chance to basically see professional sports that they otherwise may not have saw. So like even though I'm like, yeah, Vegas or the Oakland shouldn't lose the A's, but it's also that hey, now Vegas gets closer baseball. Like the people that actually live there or live in those surrounding areas can now see a professional team come to their spot and basically see other players like Aaron Judge, like the A's owner kept talking about, or like even Shohei Otani or anybody else basically come there and play there and get that kind of thing. Because like as a kid that grew up in St. Louis, like it was always cool to go down to the Cardinals games and everything like that and actually see major league players. Like I remember my dad used to work for the airport. He would talk about the major league players that would come through there and everything like that. But but yeah, I mean it's one of those things like other people are now getting a benefit off somebody else's
Mm-hmm.
say pain or somebody else's loss. And so that's the shitty part about it. But if they are bringing back the comments, and Cheryl Swoop's gonna probably be at the first game,
Yeah, Cooper.
yeah, Cynthia Cooper, like that would be pretty dope. But it also would be like, yeah, Connecticut losing a team
Yeah,
wouldn't, they're not. It don't sound like they're trying to expand and then recreate that team, because the only expansion teams they got was the Toronto Tempo supposed to be coming up. The Valkyries is now starting their first season or whatever, or had their first season last year. But yeah, or Cleveland I think is getting a team. Um, but like, yeah, it's shitty. But also it's like kind of funny because like, wasn't Tilman Fertitta basically claiming broke like as of like a few years ago? Because that
I'm
was the
gonna
whole
be
thing
honest
about
with you.
James Harden.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Rob. I feel like rich people always hollering about that they broke. Like they all, I almost feel like that's how they stay rich because they always claim that they broke.
I guess so, because it was like it felt like he was just so damn hard on. I can't keep James Harden. I can't afford to keep James Harden and all this kind of shit.
When
And
got KD to,
uh, and like now it's like, oh, I'm gonna go buy the fucking rock. I'm gonna go buy the fucking Sun and bring back the comments. Because I can now own the comment, or I can now really have the comments back. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like it'd be cool to see, but it also is like it's kind of shitty in certain ways.
you know what I equivalent that to? That's whenever the child asks the parent for McDonald's and they tell them that they ain't got no McDonald's money, but then
Yeah.
they pass by some shit that they see and they go and get it and they be like, but I thought you said we ain't had no McDonald's money. It'd be like, be quiet.
No, it's like y'all don't have
Yo,
McDonald's money.
yo, don't
We
have
had
McDonald's.
McDonald's money over here.
I got McDonald's money. You may not have it. He's like, well, god dang, just gonna do me like that. I think if he buys it, in reality, that team should have never left. I
Did they
think
did they leave or did they go under?
I, I'm not sure if they went under or not, but I don't see how they went under so fast. Being the fact that that was one of the teams with the first few championships, it was the to me that's the equivalent if the Lakers or like the Celtics just went under like right away, just like nah, this shit ain't working. Bloop. I don't know how that worked out. I don't know if they went under that fast or what. I'd have to dig a little
So
bit.
I'm reading now. In 2008, Hilton Koch put the team up for sale, asking for $10 million, and no investor stepped up. The WNBA took over management of the Comets and disbanded the team in December of 2008. They stated that they would only be suspending operations in 2009, which some people saw as a sign that the franchise could be revived if an investor came in. Comets players were sent off the team, off to other teams in a dispersal draft. The league president said the collapse of the Comets was not a sign of the NBA, and all that. Cynthia Cooper said the loss was disturbing news because the Comets were integral to the WNBA.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, um, yeah, it's shitty. I mean, or they basically just like got disbanded. So
yeah. You disband like one of your most historic teams. Like I said, it's like disbanding the Lakers or the Celtics.
or the Liberty,
Yeah,
or like I think that's really the Liberty's the only one that's still really there. Like all the other ones are
the
kind of gone.
Sparks.
The Sparks, yeah, are still there, but yeah, like the Monarchs are gone, the Shock are gone, the Sting are gone. Like all them other teams are like gone.
Yeah, but the good news is they are trying to grow. Like I said,
Yeah, yeah.
they are trying to grow. I get the WNBA that, and like I said, if y'all don't believe in the PR, put me and Rob up to it. Like I said, you have to push your stars. You push your stars, you push the people, the faces of the league, you'll be good.
All the stars,
Yeah,
not
you
just
push
the white
all of
ones.
them. Yeah,
Just not Paige Becker's on every other commercial, and Sabrina Wansu and fucking Caitlin Clark, nigga, all of them. I
yeah,
want to see
yeah.
Rakia, like I want to see Rakia Jackson, nigga. She's a great looking woman. Great, seems like it's gonna be like a superstar, or not superstar, but star. Sabali, Sato Sabali, nigga. There's plenty other stars that are out there.
Look, and I understand that y'all may be trying to follow what the Major League Baseball did, but let me clue y'all into something.
Hmm.
People can't do what Major League Baseball does.
Nah, they're an institution.
Yeah, look, it's a different ran machine over there. Okay, they can get away without slamming stars into your face. They
Yeah,
also have a lot of other stuff working in their favor, like the city loving that team, the historic value of that team. They look. I'll say this before we go. Baseball has done the best about capitalizing on all aspects of its history
hmm,
without putting them damn stars out there first. Because they will go grab the Negro League stuff. They will they will grab any and everything without pushing a bunch of stars. The only time you hear stars is whenever it's time to announce all stars. That's it.
yeah,
That's it. Yeah, yeah, you got some guys who got their own cleats and everything else, and they might have big personality. You'll never know. You'll never
never,
know unless they get in front of
ever,
camera and tell you.
ever.
Because Major League Baseball is not going to push them.
Nope,
Now,
nope,
I
nope,
will say
nope.
this. I do think if they ever did that, it would send baseball into the stratosphere. I really do believe that.
Just do something, goddamn it.
Yeah, because, look, ESPN, and before we get too off traffic, off subject with this one, ESPN used to make some of the funniest sports commercials ever. Baseball, if y'all were to make any funny baseball commercials,
The funny thing is they did when they did the rule changes. They had some really actually good commercials, like with Joey Votto and Nestor Cortez and stuff like that. They had some good ass commercials, and they just says, you know what, fuck that. We're gonna make these highlight, like these little like video commercial, like the W, for example. W started doing like really nice commercials where it was like it was, I'm trying to think of the player, but it was like viewers discretion is advised. I think it was like an Asia Wilson and stuff like that. They
yeah,
actually did some really dope commercials. Like I think the MLB should basically take a page out of their book, because they actually had some like really simple and really like really dope commercials. And yeah, MLB is not doing that shit. They don't even try. And yeah, WNBA should not ever fall into that kind of trap, because yeah, like there are other competing leagues that are coming up and everything like that, that seemingly with sports washing is going to take a lot of their players. But the thing is, like, it is to where, yeah, y'all need to keep your eye on, all right, let's keep growing this league, which they seemingly do.
and take that $1 million minimum, that $1 million take it.
Yeah, it's getting to that. Oh, I ain't gonna tell you what to do with y'all pockets, but it might be getting to that point, because it is to where y'all, the league still probably has a lot of debts that they've had in forever. So it's like,
Rob
uh,
ain't gonna tell y'all, but I'm gonna tell you this: if you was making 100,000 or 250,000 at your job, and they told you that they was gonna give you 4 times that amount, is you really gonna say no?
yeah,
Is you
I mean
really?
they
All I'm
said they're taking away the housing stuff and everything, but
all I'm gonna say is, Rob, if they told you, if your job called you tomorrow and say, "Hey, we'll quadruple your salary tomorrow,"
yeah. I mean, it depends, because the thing about it is they're saying they're gonna give them the base salary of $1 million or minimum salary of $1 million, but they're also gonna basically take away um, the housing incentive. So I don't know how much that housing incentive is comparatively to what it is, because the one thing that when a job basically, because the one thing is though, like as a contract, if a job basically is willing to give you one thing, they're willing to take something else. They have a set amount of what they're gonna pay you, and they're gonna basically stick to whatever that amount is. And so if they might say, hey, we're gonna quadruple your shit, but no more healthcare, no more like, or like lessening your retirement benefits, all these kind of things that you're gonna need on the back end. Like that might not be. It might be to where they already got $1 million worth of incentives. Now they're just front loading that into just pay, and now you basically got to figure out 401ks and all these other kind of things to basically do all that. So it's one of those things, like it might be a good play, but I don't know if it's a great play for them, because what I heard is they want 33% of revenue, like they want a 33% revenue split. That might be wishful thinking, but it's negotiations. So
It's very
They might,
possible.
because right now, because I think right now, I think they only getting like, I want to say either 9 or 15 or something like that. So they're not getting that much.
Yeah,
So yeah, like this might just be a negotiations ploy to that 33%, because I don't think they're gonna get that for
they
that
not.
shit. But I don't know if the minimum salary shit is gonna also help them either.
I will say this: they might need to take the money to get the money while it's there. But I will say this: I think if they continue in the right direction in the next 7 to 10 years, that group of college women are gonna benefit from the result of what's going on now. Well, they're gonna benefit from what's going on now. Then in the next 8 years, like I
Mm.
said, the WNBA, they do two things that I don't like. They're not pushing their stars. They're not doing the NBA pushing their stars, and then the women are pocket watching the men. Okay.
I don't think that's the case. I mean, everybody knows. I don't think they got a pocket
Well,
watch.
well, look. Well, here's the thing. I ain't gonna call it pocket watching. What I'm gonna say is this: you want your pocket to be comparable to their pocket, okay?
Well, like I said, the NBA gets 50, so they want. I mean, comparatively, it would be much lower,
But
like
it's but,
33%.
but here's the thing though: it's 50 off of 9 billion.
Yeah, but I mean, it's 50 off of 9 billion, but their CBA is lined up into that, so it's not. So actually, they're getting more of a spread out or whatever, but they want percentages. They want actual, like, they want residuals. They
Yeah,
want actual, like, equity in the shit, because they're one of the only league. Well, I mean, they get equity, but it's lower equity. Really what it is they're trying to basically, seemingly they're trying to capitalize off of what the popularity, or the more popularity that it's ever been with the NBA. Well, I don't say ever, but seemingly ever been with the NBA, where a lot of these women are in commercials, are in everywhere and everything like that. But the thing about it is, yeah, it might not be to where they're gonna get that. I don't think they're gonna get that 30%. But like I said, it's one of those things that I think they probably gonna get like closer to 20. They're gonna get something closer there, or maybe 15. But it's really dependent on what the WNBA, the WNBPA, and the NBA really wants it to be. Because I think that the NBA still wants to at least give out more. But I also think that it's like they're looking at, like, hey, we've been holding y'all up for all this time, and 2 years is not going to basically make it to where you guys are now going to ask for this much more. And so I think that that's going to be the thing. But we're going to see. We're going to see how it happens.
yeah. We definitely gonna see how this play out. It's gonna be one of them interesting things to watch play out for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Nah, I just want to see what happens. But with that being said, guys, we're about to get up out of here. Brah Migos Podcast. You already know. Like, subscribe, hit us
All
up.
that.
Yeah, we have this live channel. Then we also have the Brah Migos, the regular Brah Migos podcast that we're gonna
Mhm.
use for clips. Rob posts clips over there. We post clips on TikTok. We get to it every
To
weekend.
it, do it.
Just click the little bell, get your
Do it,
notification
do
on, so
it,
you
do
know
it,
whenever we're
do
coming
it,
through. And
do
then
it.
you can come sit here and sit in there and chat, talk, and do things with us, and listen to me and Rob have conversations, and Vince can be here whenever we have conversations about what position in baseball Jesus would have played.
I mean, that you are not gonna get at anywhere else but here.
Yeah,
There is nobody. You ain't getting that on Club 520. You
yeah,
ain't getting it on All the Smoke podcast.
yeah,
You ain't getting it on Basketball New Illuminati. You ain't getting that on New Heights with with the Kelseys. You ain't getting how basically. You ain't getting if Jesus basically can play whatever position. Is he gonna be a middle reliever, or is he gonna be a closer? Like,
well,
he was
he'll
at the
probably
last.
be starting
Yeah.
Gerard closer.
I don't know if I see. That's the thing. See, like I said, on that third day, like, what can I rely on you to be there on that third day? Yes or no? But it's yeah, it might be a yes. Historically, it's yes, but it's like I don't know that for sure. So that's why I say relief. But no, you ain't getting that nowhere else except for right here on Brah Migos podcast.
This is true. So with that being said, you guys holler at another date. Holler at us at another date, another time. Like I said, click the bell. We're always here. And we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Good night, Canada. Good night, Taylor Swift.